let's see. Okay. Got the correct mic. And audio mixer. That's my headphones, okay. Elgato. Turn that up just a hair. Hopefully it's not too loud. Looks like I got everything connected that needs to be connected, except for one, which I will do now. And hopefully I get a chatter or two, because that would greatly help me troubleshoot. Pretty sure that's correct. We'll find out. All right, let's see here. So the way Sunderfolk works is you have what's on screen, what you see, and then my controller is my phone. And other people can play along as well if I give them the code to this particular game. I would start a new campaign. This is just my campaign. Sorry, I'm fidgety here because I'm trying to get my headset stuff sorted out. I just want to test the chat stuff here real quick. And make sure that I'm hearing everybody. Send a message from Twitch. Howdy. Yep, heard the TTS. That's a good sign. Okay. And I am also streaming to YouTube. We'll do a hello. 1, 2. Oh, Jello. Oops, sorry. That is kind of funny, though. Gosh, the lag was very little there. It was like less than 3 seconds. I'm very pleased with that. I tried to do Sunderfolk with a friend using YouTube or Twitch or Moonbeam. I believe he connected to the YouTube QR code that I gave him. I believe he used YouTube in order to connect. And unfortunately, the lag was so much that he couldn't see on the screen what he needed to see in order to make it work. Okay, now I want to test Moonbeam. And I do see that I'm live. I just need to get to that particular stream. Let's see here. I see chat. I've got myself on desktop site on mobile, so apologies. It is really small. Oh. But I think I see what I need to see. Let's see if I can remove the desktop site moniker here and make this a little easier on myself. Here we go. Now I do have an there I am. I do have an invitation link. I see. This is not named correctly, so I need to fix that. Type. Okay, let's Let's do a Peter Gabriel. Hi there. Slightly longer than YouTube, but not bad. And I heard the right voice. Let's see if I can change the... Can I change anything about this? While I'm in the stream. I don't think so. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I will be making a suggestion to allow that to be able to happen. Because I'd like to be able to manage that easily. Let's see. How do I get to my settings? From here. My profile details. I see that. Yep, see this. Settings. Alright, there's all my keys and such that I need for connecting, but unfortunately, I don't see settings for the actual stream itself. So we're not doing Borderlands pre-sequel today. We are doing something else. There's the moonstones. And so I'm just going to put in here that Sunderfolk is the game. Didn't see how to change the title while live. Okay, very good. So I'm just going to shut the rest of this stuff down and go to meld, make sure everything looks correct. It seems to look correct, with the exception of my camera. They seem to be frozen. I don't know if I can reset that while it's doing its thing. I can try to switch screens and come back, see if it resets it. Ah well, I don't usually play with the camera too well in focus anyway, and this is about the game, not me. So, here we go. Let's see here. I think I've taken my characters around to all the necessary locations. So I think I'm ready to go to the gates. Let's see. We shall go to the gates. If you're not familiar with Sunderfolk, you have a choice of characters to choose from, of like fighter, wizard, but they're all animals. So you can play 4 characters, which I suggest doing for best, because I think the creatures that you fight are balanced for 4 players. Align your adventure. Oh, it's not showing you what I see on my phone screen. Interesting. So my options are Safe Waterways. It's a single mission. Or Remnants of Infection. Also a single mission. One is a puzzle. The other is survival. Let's go with Remnants of Infection, which is the puzzle. We're going to be facing ogres, arch, bow and arrow users, ranged, a rampager, and red cap mushrooms. There's a pit in the environment, and the sentinel is an ally on the field. Okay. If I were to choose Safe Waterways, which is the survival, help Sinclair and the Sentinel reopen the river to make a trade deal. Oh. Skeletons, spiders, and yucks. I think the yucks were oil slicks. I'm trying to remember. Oh, the dark mycelium. Okay. Sentinel is a tree, if I remember correctly, and there's an affinity increase with Sinclair. I think actually we're going to go with the survival one.
Hey, I got a task for you. That fungal sentinel wants to open the waterways for trade. Oh, it's a good idea. Who knows what the fungi could give us for crafting? We might even be able to use the river to open communications with the ogres. Exactly. Now the Mudmouth's in charge. I'm thinking there's a chance we could exchange some food and goodies. Anyway, meet the sentinel at the river.
All the voices in this game are done by one voice actress. I think that's pretty amazing.
You meet the Sentinel and their button shroom translator at the shore of the river that connects Arden to the fungal veil and the Claw Caverns. They've brought a strange ship made from fungal materials. You set sail quickly, but it isn't long before you see the Sentinel rapidly signing to you.
The Sentinel says thanks for coming to help, but also wants you to know there are 3 ships of undead coming toward us. Well, this is gonna be dangerous. You should probably take care of these bad guys while I watch from a safe distance away.
The button shroom teleports away just as a mold monster flings itself onto your boat and scatters the food supplies you brought to trade with the ogres. You'll have to retrieve all the food packs before you can make a getaway. Use the planks at either end of your ship to jump across and collect your supplies.
Use the planks, okay. So, this is turn-based, and even though I mentioned playing on Discord with a friend who's in Canada, this is actually really good for couch co-op. Only one person has to buy the game, no matter who connects to it. They don't have to own it, they just have to download the app that you use on your phone to play. And they need to have access to, a screen that is not your phone in order to see the game. So basically what I would do is what I'm doing now with you, is live streaming the game so that you can see the field, and then your turn is actually taken on your phone. So it's kind of like a Jackbox meets video game meets tabletop RPG kind of scenario. And I have cards to play, and that's how they're chosen moves. So let's see. Spot one of the patchwork bags of good supplies swirling inside the slimy form of a yuck. The only way to get it back is to defeat the monster. So in my playthrough right now, the ogres are having a severe food shortage. So they were hostile earlier, and now we're trying to form an alliance. Oops, my phone. There we go. And you might notice in the top right of the screen, there's 3 hearts. That's because I cannot die 3 times. If I die 3 times, I have to restart the encounter. That's the difficulty I've chosen. The deep running water is perilous to enter, but the boat's planks should give you the momentum you need to leap to another vessel. Okay. Alright, So now I have my turn. And I always have initiative. They never, at least they never have gone first. So I can choose who goes in what order, though. But I think I'm going to stay with the order that's showing. And I'll have my rogue go first. So push that guy off my boat. Oh. And I can't attack because I just moved him out of my attack area. I have to be right next to him. There we go. In turn. So my rogue, just if he stays like he is automatically going to be the first one to be hit. So I think I want to move my fighter in here and move the rogue a little bit out of the way. So I'll throw him off. And yeah, I'll move here. Well, actually, no, I'll stay here. And let's attack this guy. If I can push him off the boat, that would be nice. But I didn't see that option. Okay, very good. In turn. So now it is my ranger's turn. Oh, took a -1. That's alright. Some damage is better than no damage. I don't really want to move. Alright, I'll move there. Scoot you out of the way. And 6 or 5. Let's go with the 6. Alright, put a debuff on, that's good. Siren Song. This is my bard. Let's see if I can reach with Shield Sonata. No, I'm not close enough. So let's try a beat drop. Never mind. Siren Song. Alright, I actually want to draw this. Oh. Okay. That could be. Well, it's probably not the way I meant to go. Monster's turn. Oof, I hate the slimes. They're gross. So one of them made it onto the boat. Alright. Alright, this time we're going to want to do an attack. Get rid of this slime. Hopefully. Beat him down. Oh! Okay. That was a death. I slid off the boat. Now I know that you can slide off the boat. Not cool. Alright. Bring it on. Here. Skip the turn. Provoke you. Who else can I provoke? You. And retaliate. In turn. Push him. All right. In turn. All right. Don't think I'm in a position to attack right away, but I can move. Again, nothing to attack. All right. See what the monsters do. If the space is taken, they can't use it. Okay. Let's see what our spore buddy does. All right. I actually want something with a move on it because I think, well, actually. 10. Yeah. All right. Here. See if I can't take out some of these guys. Because there's a chest on this boat. Alright, in turn, he's going to get beat on. Alright, your intuition tells you that this was no coincidental ambush. Whoever's behind this corruption is seeking to keep the communities of the Sunderlands divided and weak. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to pull one of these guys. Yeah, you. They are very squishy. Okay. Wild bloom. attack. Don't appear to have got some money. All right, masters. They can't jump over. Oh, they can. Okay. A poor fighter. Okay. So that's an attack for 2, and that's an attack for 2. Shoot. It's not going to be my best card. Let's try Spring Step. That's for 4. Yeah, I think I like that better. I'm too close, really. I need to move back. Okay. Alright, in turn. Alright, now we're to the fighter. I think we need to try to get some health here. And heal. Yeah. Okay. There's the bard. Push and move back. Everybody gets a shield. That's in range. And now, let's see. Yep, Myriad Blues. Gonna give you a little poke. Yeah. Give you a little poke. Okay, skip the attack. And in turn. Relying on my rogue to be pretty evasive. Might should have picked different cards. Okay. Oh, that was a good hit. Good deal. Alright. I want Slice Twice. So the move first, so that I can open this. Okay. here. Oh, oil slick. Try again. Okay. Let's give you an attack. And hopefully we get rid of this one. If he's just a pile of bones, I'll have to hit him again at some point. All right. Okay. Here. Hopefully we can take this thing out. Okay. Wild bloom. Nope. Need to be one spot closer to use that. So I need to move. Oh no. They're all a range of 3 unless I use an ultimate. But if I do volley, then if I skip my first attack, I can move forward. And should be within 3 now. Yes. Get rid of him. Very good. In turn. Okay. Trade places. I think we're good here. Skip the move. See if we can transform some of these things. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Bards are awesome. Good buffers. I couldn't see either. Oh. Something in the water. Okay. Let's see if this is enough to... They're like spiders. They jump away when they're threatened. Alright, I want to go... Okay. Okay. Back to the front. Good. This is our home boat. Okay. Let's get some shield up. Okay. And now, kind of got what we wanted from these guys. Have anything to attack, so skip that. There we go. I don't think they can jump on the boat if I'm in the spot. Why is the sentinel over there? I'll be honest, I did not realize he was over there. Skip the attack. Get that. And turn. Okay. Okay. Let's see, who can I hit? Yep. Here comes a big move. Get him. And a +1, so. Okay. That definitely leaves him damaged. And again, the poor rogue is left all on their own. Sorry. Heal. Clatter is the skeleton. He's, I think, yep. I think we got a heal, but we were made weak. Okay. There we go. Okay. Somebody else will have to finish him off. And that somebody is you. Okay. I think we want to stay there. Okay. Good. Skip the attacks. Go here. In turn. So he's coming back up. I don't think he's gonna live long. Okay. Let's go up here. Alright. Just gonna pick up some loot this round. Try to move over here. Okay. Just in case anybody gets some funny ideas about hopping over here. No, we're good there. If anybody needs any help, now would be the time. Okay. All right. I don't know what that is. Can you turn? Maybe it's a bomb? Shadowstone covers your attacker's boats. Similar to the Shadowstone, corrupted creatures. These boats seem to be directed and operated magically from afar. Oh. So I guess me getting the Shadowstone was a good thing? Whatever that was I picked up? Trade places with me, buddy. And into the drink you go. Okay. And we just want to make a move here. What is that? Looks like a bat lift, doesn't it? That's kind of crazy. Alright. Let's get some coins. Alright. I'm going to actually make moves here. Nobody here to attack, so let's just end turn. Again, nobody to attack. I need to get over to that other boat again. Okay, skip the attack. Well, it gives me the most movement. Okay. If I can use a little shield now and again. One, two, three. Oh, still got somebody over there, huh? Okay. So pay. Excuse me. Great music notes. Gain shield. Allies gain shield 2. I do like the shield sonata. I just don't have anybody to sing to. I don't want to move. Just want to do the shield. There we go. Done. Let's get down there. Hi. Ooh, it gained retaliation ×2. That's excellent. Okay. I'm planting the... It's the way to go. There we go. Now I can get down here with everybody else. Oh, I don't like being there. Let's go here. Okay. Don't push me off. Don't push me away. Okay, good. That could have been worse. Alright, you should have taken 2 damage with that retaliation, unless they stripped it off of me. Alright. We need to get moving here, rogue. I know you can't move very far at a time. I know. I'm gonna stay right where I am. And pull you. Okay. That oil slick off the deck. Oh God, he's hard to hit. Let's try the volley. That's good for that. And then I need to move 1 down. And now that's for 5. Ugh. Oil slicks. Alright, let's see the rogues. Hopefully I can move beyond this. Yes. Hop on down. Alright, this is fun. Everybody pile on the bad guy. Attack! Get him, Red. Oh, nearly. Nearly ended him. That's a yuck. Alright, so he regenerated some health. It's not going to be enough, though. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Alright, Field Sonata. Pow! I mean, it is powerful. Let's open this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't get any closer to anybody else, so. Mm-hmm. Just in case he turns into a pile of bones, I want 2 hits on him. Oh, -1. That's not cool. I needed the hit. Okay, we're gonna stay where we are. I guess I'm glad that I have the hit. Creates 2 heal shrooms. Nice. Look up at the screen.
Great work. You've retrieved your food for trading.
Yay!
Now, you just need to survive long enough for your ship to escape.
Oh. Do we have to get back to the main ship, or are we on the ship we need to be on? Surviving is not going to be a problem. But maybe we have to get back down to the big shroom guy. 3, oops. 2, that's 4. 3, 4. 3 and 1 is 4. And just 3. Alright. Let's not leave any money. Nothing here to attack. Yeah. Gross. Oh! Okay. I don't think that's the card I want. I need to be able to move. Can I not get back to my boat? The yuck fizzles into the ground, the supplies clattering forward to your feet. Well, yeah. Dear. Mm-hmm. Ah, excellent. Okay. That's 2. Mm-mm. Okay. I'll just soak up the oil. Heal thyself. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Is that a death? Survive 3. Retrieve your supplies. Survive 3 more rounds until Marged Barge can get away. Why do I feel like I just lost a companion? Alright. Survive 3 more rounds. In turn. Okay. Nobody to attack yet. Okay, we're healthy. We're healthy. It's all good. This is a lot. Victory! I didn't think that was 3 more rounds. I must have been in the throes of it. Alright. We got a level? We did get a level. Gold, planks, monsters defeated, survive long enough to... Okay, we did not drop any optional, so obviously what's-her-face falling off didn't hurt anything.
You escape the undead
Yay.
and maneuver your boat to a lava-hewn shoreline, where you find a familiar, grimy ogre who
Mudmouth?
introduces herself to the Sentinel. I heard about your ambush. Somebody really doesn't want us talking to each other. But I'm glad you're here. We need the food.
I know.
The Sentinel agrees. They say we have a lot in common. For example, we all smell really unique.
I know we've had our differences. We shot your crystal, you killed my queen, but frankly, we're starving and these supplies will be a big help. I'm ready to give working together a try.
Cool. The reason that was Teeny Tuna was because the voice reminded me of Tiny Tina. Some of the things you get to rename in the game. Alright, level 10. Let's see. My rogue leveled up their ultimate. So their ultimate is target a character in range of 4, then select and teleport to a hex adjacent to that character. So you choose them, then you sneak up on them and you attack them for 4 damage. If the target is at or below 8 health after the attack, execute twice per turn. If the target is defeated, repeat until the entire... If target is defeated, repeat this entire skill card. Ooh. That's nice. That's really nice. Okay, so that is 1 level up. Now for the fighter. Roar. Move 3. The attack is 4. You give a debuff of weaken 3 on each monster in range, which is in like a honeycomb hexagon. Shield 3 to each ally and hero in range. Nice. Okay, let's see what the bard got. The mosh pit, which we saw. It's a move of 6 now. I think it was 5 before. Enchant special. Target each other hero. And the attack is for 4. Each hero within the shape of the hexagon beehive thing, which is about 2 hexagons away from the bard. So in any direction. Each hero within the hexagon bee thing, honeycomb, moves towards a random target, then is inspired. Inspired, I think, gives you more hits, more points on hit. Okay, and now we are to my ranger. So snipe, move is 3, attack is 8, and deal 3 damage if you have strength. Nice. Okay. I think that's everybody. I usually move through town with the fighter. And let's see. Let's go to the Keep the Fate. I leveled that up so that you get a new fate card. You get to pick 1 of 3. And I got teleport +3 as a potential. So the fate cards are what rolls on the right side of the screen when you choose your attack. And so it's like a dice roll. And that's a bonus card, although it can be a negative. And each time you come back to town, you can go to the Oracle, which I have renamed to Keep the Fate, to get a new fate card for 35 points. Now let's see what my sniper got, what my ranger got. Inflict 2 random debuffs on a target. Nice. So you don't get to choose the fate, hence the term fate. Alright, let's see what the rogue got. push 2, each character adjacent to the target. Be creative on the battlefield, but pragmatic at home. Let everyone else get ahead of themselves while you remain sturdy. Oh, I don't know if that's good. Sometimes you push them off where you want them to be. And lastly, we have the Bard. No red cards this round. Alright, move +2, so I get an additional 2 moves. A step for an elephant is 100 leaps for frog kind. Okay. So, let's go see Tina Tuna at the bug pens. Says, wow, hi, you were so cool jumping off those planks. I never knew you Arden folks were so bouncy. And the Sentinel was cool too. They were like kapow, bowie, fring, swish. The Sentinel never lets any of us get hurt. Just like a hero, like you. Tina Tuna is a tiny mushroom, by the way. So together, you're 2 heroes, which is more than 1 hero. Gosh. The Shadowstone's got no chance. Shadowstone is the element that causes things to be going bad here, that's getting corrupted. You build affinity with different characters in the game, and so you can have a different game each time you play, depending on who you talk to. You only get X amount of talks in town per character. And because I'm doing all 4, it seems like I have a much grander narrative than I really do, I think. Because if you're playing with 3 other people, you each would talk to different, whoever it is that you wanted to. So you could each have your own little side thing going on. Alright, so leave. We're going to go talk to Sinclair now with the Bard. I think I'm on the Bard, right? Not Sinclair. Xiao. Eek, being attacked on the river. Attacked by slimes and oozes. What if Marge the Barge broke down? I named Marge the Barge. I believe the original name of the boat was just Barge, so I named it Marge the Barge. Do you know how to swim? If not, you'd sink into the bog, never to be seen or heard from again. I can only assume that the mushroom, the Sentinel, knew how to swim. You know, I don't think I can swim, because if I fell into the bog, I die. I can't swim. Eek! Neither can I. I'm so glad Marge to Barge didn't break down. Me too. It's so scary. I don't even know how to repair a Marge to Barge, let alone build one. I barely know how to build weapons. Oh, am I at the smithy? I guess I'd better learn boat making. What if we get attacked from the river and we need a battleship? Eek! I better get to work. Yes. Alright, you have a present for me now. It's a shame that you can't see the character of the smithy. I wonder... I think I can. Let's see if I can get in a little closer here, so you can see some of the characters here. So, because I'm all 4 characters, they show all 4 of us where we're at there. Because they're not meant to really be seen this close up. It's not the best view. We'll move to another section of town so you can see more. Oh, hi, Red. I'm glad you came. I'd like to discuss my eternal debt to you for my rescue. I am on my Bard. I'd truly never be able to make it up to you, even if I try for the rest of my life. I'm working on new weapons for you, but there must be something I can do in the meantime. Oh, I want 10,000 gold. That's not going to happen. At most, I usually get like 100 gold from people. So I'm going to be I'll be humble and say I don't want it. You're most kind, Red. Truly a paragon among heroes. I don't deserve your kindness. I wish I could be more like you. Brave and buff and beautiful. But I'm not. I know, maybe. I could. Maybe. You'd, I could make you a carving, perhaps. Maybe, if you'd like that. Oh. Now, for whatever reason, there's like a sickle on the answer of no way. And I'm betting that that would be like, I have to assume that that would be like cutting off affinity. That'd be an insult. So I'm going to say I'd like that. Oh, okay. I'll get to work on it right away. I'll do my absolute best for you. But please, don't expect much. I'm as woeful at crafting as I am at blacksmithing. It's the most self-deprecating character. I tried making the ogres a carving too as a peace offering, and, well, you saw how that went. Yeah, we were fighting ogres at the very beginning. I'll try even harder for yours, but it's probably best that you keep your expectations low. Lower, lower, and lower still. So low you could practically trip over them, okay? Good. I'm sorry in advance. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going to the tavern to see Sinclair. It shocks me that he is a weasel. Hopefully we see people walking in and out of the tavern. Oh. Here's some of the characters. So I guess it doesn't surprise me that this reminds me a bit of the Wonderlands, Borderlands music with this overmap and that kind of stuff. When I looked up the link for the QR code to try to give somebody a direct link instead of the funny looking square thing, barcode thing, QR code, it returned a Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer type system, which I found unusual because this is not made by the Baldur's Gate people, but obviously they shared some tech. That's not a bad place. Sinclair says, now, who would want to stop us from talking to the ogres? And that march to barge was barely held together with mud and string, and it makes this whole thing seem like a miracle. Sinclair is the tavern owner, and some people think he's shady. Sinclair says, come on, tell me you use those good eyes you're so proud of to see something. My options are, they were corrupted molds and undead on the boat. They had their own boats prepared. Maybe they just wanted some food. No, I don't think they just wanted some food. Oh, I think I accidentally chose that. Come on, pay attention. Undead wanting food? I don't think so. This was clearly a planned attack. But for that, they'd need to know when you were leaving and where you were heading. You know what I think? We've got a mole. Maybe it was a coincidence. They've got a spy. Well, I don't want to say maybe it was a coincidence. I already answered once with that pie-eyed thing. I find it funny to say that maybe that we've got a mole because Sinclair is a mole. So I'm not going to insult him by saying that we've got a mole because he's a mole. I'm going to say they've got a spy. Bingo. They're doing us the way we did the old queen. They've got eyes on the inside. We got to be on our guard now. But hey, You keep this between you and me. Don't want to spook anyone and let our spy know that we're on to them. Keep your eyes peeled and head down, okay? And if you see anything interesting, you bring it to me. And he's got a gift. Hi, come on to the back. It's time to put your money where your mouth is. You pass my test, you're in. You don't pass, this never happened. First test, eyes. I hear it's good to have sharp ones. Speaking of, how many eyes do ogres have? Oh, well, I know they have 4 arms. How many eyes does Mudmouth have? Let's go with 3. Good. That was an easy one. Oh, thank goodness. I figured maybe they got one in the center of their forehead or something. Next test, ears. You've got to keep them peeled so you can hear all there is to hear. What Amy's relationship is to Peril. All right, Amy, her parents worked in the mines. Something happened to the mines and her parents left, and so she was left with her uncle. So she is his niece. Good. So you have been listening. Yes, I didn't skip all the dialogue. Next test. Nose. The most important for deal sniffers like me. Yes. Which one of these trinkets can you get from ogres? Claw necklace, lava rock chunk, or tangleroot. I think it's the lava rock chunk. Yeah, that's the one. A proper sniffer you got there. Good, good. You know your stuff, kid. You might be just what I need to step up my game. I'll be in touch when all this fuss is over. But for now, go ahead and take this as part of your initiation. And remember, as long as you keep that mouth shut and those eyes open, we'll get along great. Not intimidating at all, Sinclair. You're welcome here anytime. Oh, that's good. And he gave me an imitation seal. So seals are used to claim stuff. So I'm going to go to Sweet D's, another shop that I renamed, and talk to Tina Tunu. Wow, hi, you came to see if I could use any of my help, but then I got charmed by the buildings. She gave us a favor. They're made of all kinds of stuff, but especially mushroom wood. You must really love mushrooms. Are mushrooms and fungi the same thing? Or I could ask, what do you use for building? Let's ask if mushrooms and fungi are the same in this world. Well, yes and no. Are they the same thing? No. Are they similar? Yes. Mushrooms aren't connected to mycelic weave like fungi folk are. More like a plant. The Sentinel says it's our job to take care of the mushrooms and grow them big and strong. And in return, they give us all kinds of good things back. Like your mushroom wood. So cool. Way cooler than me. Maybe I should be a mushroom. But less cool than you. Maybe I should be an animal. Okay. So, we're at Sweet D's. I'm looking at the Lava Walk imports. Oh, there's gauntlets. Creates fire in each exited hex. Well, that's great, but other things have to... Let's see, the Yarn of Exchange. Target a random hero or ally anywhere on the board, and they swap with you. Oh, that's kind of cool. Utility tool. Target a Rampager, deals 4 damage to each adjacent character. So some of these trinkets are, epic, some are common, some are rare. Alright, let's look at the Goodwill Gallery. These are bought with favor. So there's a jar of sand, and using it, it's a buff. Inflict expose. If the target already has exposed, then they're weakened. If they already have weakened, then they're slowed. And if they already have slowed, they get slowed again. Rabbit's Timepiece gives you haste. Wolf Charm is a root spell. Prying Baton is exposed to, so I think that's like vulnerable. Claw is weaken. Well, I'm not going to spend my favor yet. I'm terrible about spending my favor. Alright, there's a shop called Critical Hits. Also trinkets. Push +1. Shield. Strengthen. So these are buffs. Charge. Okay. You can find some of these trinkets too. And that's kind of why I haven't really bought anything. Adventuring Recruitment. These are expensive. I can't afford the most expensive ones, which are 600 each. I have 529. Create barriers. That's kind of cool. And retaliate 4. That's actually, the spike shield cell is probably what I would want. And it is 600. There's some good ones here. Target a random monster anywhere on the board, and they swap with you. Bright Salts. Execute. Target each bone pile. Oh. That's a good one, too. When you fight a bunch of skeletons, they can come back to life if you don't shoot them, but they're all only one point each, unless they come back. And it just takes up a lot of turns. So that's actually not a bad one. And the staples. There's Epic Trinket. Trusty Leather. So target a character occupying a hex in a straight line from you, and you pull them. So these all seem to give you abilities that certain classes have. So there's a junk box here. It's a range of 3. You deal 2 damage for each instance of shield and strength that you have, and haste. Shield, strength, and haste. So this could actually be a really big hit if you have a lot of buffs. So you use the trinket, you make that gigantic hit, and then all your buffs go away. You have to get rebuffed. So, I mean, there's some really interesting... I mean, there's a lot more. I did not read them all. And I have 22 trinkets on me. It's not as though I don't have any trinkets. And that's just on one character. And I have 6 favor. Okay. And you can buy new weapons. So you don't have clothing to use. You don't... That's not a... You don't have to get robes or bags or anything like that. The only thing you get really are trinkets and your weapon. That's what you can swap out. So if we go to the smithy, we see that there are... And once you buy a weapon, it's sold. So you can't buy it again. And there are a lot of weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I have not yet uncovered. And Bone Terror. Yeah, so they just give different buffs at different times if certain things happen in a certain way. Okay. So that's when we're done, if I were done with everybody in town, I would go back to the docks, well, the gates. I called them the docks. And I'm just going to change the screen here because I can leave the docks if I need to. And we have the option to do another quest. And there is a healer, although I've never needed the healer. This is interesting. Ah, there we go. I get to see my characters when I go to the temple. My level up is complete, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's take a look at these characters. This is the guard. He's not one of ours. He has a name, I just don't remember right now, something with a T. So here's the bard. I think. Yeah, because that's my ranger. That should be the bard. Or the rogue. Yeah, this is the bard. Look at the guitar. Isn't that the cutest thing? Looks more red on my screen when I actually use it. Now there are outfits that you can get them, so I have outfitted them in certain gear. That's too cute. And you get to name all your characters. So I've named the bard Red. This fighter is Dusty. The ranger is Dieters. And the rogue is Jinxie. Really fun. It's a take on tabletop RPGs that make it accessible to play with anyone, really, as long as they can read and understand what it is the cards do. Doesn't have a lot of blood or anything like that, so I'd say it's very family friendly. And you can play it on the couch as a family, or you can play with somebody in another country like I did. I think it's a lot of fun. It takes a while to play. It's not a fast moving game, but on the same token, it's good because I could pause right here and get up and go do something, which I'm actually going to do more than pause. I'm actually going to leave. But I can get sucked into this game all day if I let myself. And I would recommend, especially if you're playing as a family, that you pick the easier setting that has infinite lives. So like when we were on the boat and I had 2 deaths, if I had had 1 more death, I would have had to start that entire encounter over again. And you saw how long it took to do the encounter. And that's just me making my decisions. Imagine if you were trying to coordinate your decision with somebody else on the board that wasn't you, and you had a disagreement about how you should proceed strategically, or somebody gets upset because you swap places with them, or you loot ninja'd, or what have you. Because each character that picks up the loot, that's who gets the loot. There is a post office, and you can send money and items to anybody else that's playing in your group. You can send stuff to other party members, but it becomes their purview to send it to you instead of you just going to collect it yourself. So it might be a good idea to set the terms on what you expect for loot up front. Otherwise, if you want to buy meals at the tavern, which are buffs, and I recommend doing that before you go, and also getting your occultist cards, your fake cards. You need at least 35 coins for that. And you don't need all that many coins to get stuff, but I haven't bought much, but maybe some of the fights that I've had could have been easier if I had. So yeah, things to think about before you dedicate yourself to going. And it's just Look at those scrawny little feet. They're cute though. And because I'm using, let's see what the other feet look like. Because I'm using the magnifier on the Xbox, it's the only reason we're really able to get this close to the details to see what they look like. But I think it's worth it because they're awful cute. The detail is really nice. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if somebody else has an Xbox or not. I have an Xbox and I own the game. And because of that, I can send my QR code out to 3 other people and they can each play a character, or I can send it to one other person and we each play 2, or I could send it to 3 people and one of us plays 2 characters and the other 2 each play 1, or whatever. And then from there, I will go ahead and show you what I mean here. So I can leave the game. Okay. Exit to Hero Select. Just take a second here. There we go. And choose your party. So these are the characters that you were just introduced to. Although you get to see them in their original. All right, that starling is darling. I love it. Now you can see why I chose red for red, because he's definitely red there, or at least he is to me. And there's Dieter's in her original clothing, and Dusty in his original garb. And there we have Jinxie. Oh, the frog is really cute. Oh my gosh, I'm taking screenshots. I don't know if the screenshots will show the magnification or not. But this would be if you were wanting to... I assume this would be if you were wanting to create a new campaign. Not quite sure why that's a choose the hero. But let's go back to the start menu. There we go. And I'll show you that screen. Okay. Yes, that's why. This, I actually need to... I need to figure out how to delete that particular one. Yeah, I don't see how to delete it. I need to figure out how to delete it though, because that's looking for 3 people. I only have 2. There are only 2 of us. But since we haven't started it, maybe it could start it with somebody else, and we could just... I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. And so this Act 1, Chapter 1 is a game that I played with my friend in Canada, and he plays 2 of them and I play 2 of them, and we got through the initial tutorial, and he did some testing with me. So he actually played with the screen in his headset and used his phone, and I assume that he was using pass-through. So here you can see where you have 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player. I'm not sure what significance that is. Oh, I actually do. I can answer that because Tom and I played. So when he was trying to connect through the VR headset, he actually had 1 QR code that accepted inside the headset, and he had another one that accepted on his phone. So he was counting as 2 players. So we bumped up from 1 player to 3 players, which is that blank one that we haven't really started because we didn't have a 3rd person and never would. That VR connection never would be a playable connection. So we would have been stuck in the creation mode, which is why we made the 3rd game. The settings are general settings. Basic things that you would assume to have. Language, difficulty level, Round limit. Oh, I didn't even realize round limit was a thing. Although it makes sense, you can make it more challenging by having a, you must do it in X amount of time. You can skip the tutorials, you can skip the cinematics, you can skip the narrative, and it would just be fight, except for the time that you're in the shops. And streamer mode basically means that the QR code that you need to send out is just hidden from view, so you don't have anybody stream sniping you. It's brightness settings, as you might expect, sound settings, hero control, claimed heroes. Perhaps claimed heroes is how I would go through and eliminate that other game that I don't really want to have. And there you have support data and licensing. And then campaign is the mode for when you start the game. I guess maybe when you finish the game, you have another option to play something other than campaign. And QR code is just the QR code, which I will show briefly. Because I think the last game I had loaded was the blank one. So it won't hurt to show it. I have to be connected for anybody to play anyway. So there, that's how it would show up. And you just flash your phone at it. It probably won't work if you try to connect to it, but you can probably get the software for it if you wanted to go that route. So that's it. And the game can't start until everybody connects anyway, so there's very little chance that somebody could come in and do something to your game that you didn't want them to. There is an option for people to be able to play their own characters on their own, but I would think they'd have to own the game in order to do so. Pretty sure. But when you're playing multiplayer like this, only one person has to own it. Everybody else just connects to it. It's kind of nice. It's a 35 to 40, I think. I had some Xbox points, thankfully, and so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket for it. My time paid for it, basically. I collect the Xbox rewards points every day, and I built up enough points in order to get the game. I hope to have enough points to get Borderlands by the time it's ready to come out. And that's it. Thanks very much. My camera's frozen, so I'm waving, but you can't tell. So I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Go check out Moonbeam.stream if you haven't. That is the address, Moonbeam.stream, and see what this new streaming platform is all about. And the display that you're watching is Meld. I don't use OBS and I don't use Prism right now. I'm using Meld, which is an alternative, and I think it's much easier to set up than OBS or Prism, which is an OBS clone. Meld is super simple to use, I think, in comparison to trying to do. It took me months, if not close to a year, if not a year. I would have been streaming sooner had I been able to figure out OBS or Prism. Now, granted, part of that is due to my site not being able to read some of the instructions, not being able to find the instructions in a readable format online, trying to follow YouTube instructions. I mean, there were a lot of reasons that OBS was difficult for me, and I found Prism easier than OBS, but Meld is definitely easier than either one of those. I think it's more intuitive, and perhaps it was the fact that I had finally figured out Prism that made Meld easier to use, because I knew that on Meld a layer was a source and the audio source is a track on Meld. But just in the choices that you get to make, I think it's just a lot simpler. The only thing that is a challenge currently is connecting to YouTube, and the only thing that makes that a challenge is that you You have to go to YouTube itself and open up the live and do your edit. You know, make your channel name or not channel name, but your stream name, whatever you're going to title it. Do that first, and then click, done with the editing. And then I click on streaming setup, and I don't do anything there, but I just click done when I'm finished, and then I open up the stream, and then I connect with the go live, and everything connects. So it's just an extra step. And then the ticker at the bottom, my TTS reader, that's mine. I made that. I'm very proud of it. Sadly, I haven't had anybody giving me any chatter, but that's okay. I mean, that's typical for streamers that aren't very popular yet, and that's me. But I like the images across the bottom. I like the custom phrases. I think it's a really neat program, and that's what hopefully keeps that space occupied for y'all. I don't see the stuff on the bottom. It's not read to me. Only your chat is read to me. And so when there is no chat, I don't have any TTS working for me. But that's why it exists, so that I don't have to try to read it. So anyway, welcome, and please come again. I'll see you later. Bye.